Hanji. Yesterday we started human health and diseases, and we did a number of diseases, 9 diseases, their causative agent, what is the mode of transmission, what are the symptoms of the diseases, and how can we protect ourselves as well as our surroundings from all these diseases, or you can say from pathogens. So sanitation, conditions, maintenance, this was the biggest feature that we studied, and all of you participated in that discussion. Like there are the various ways through which we can protect ourselves, our neighborhood, and our society. All these things can be protected. So let's do a small cross questioning to know whether everything is at the tips. Malaria is caused by, a quick quiz please. Malaria is caused by, unmute करो अपने आप को and please answer.
Plasmodium.
Very good. Okay, name any 2 species of Plasmodium responsible for malaria. Any 2 species. पायल किसको डांट रही है? हाँ जी, any 2 species of.
Ma'am, no one, my brother.
Okay. Yes, बच्चे. Okay, Manju, you can tell me, bete, any 2 species of Plasmodium? Okay, mind, you can tell me, bete. Okay, who would like to answer? Payal?
Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria.
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 Or Plasmodium falciparum. Right. Okay, in Wucheriasis, which part of the body is swollen? Anshul?
Lymphatic vessels are swollen, due to which the lower limb is swollen.
Okay. Name any one disease which is soil-borne, waterborne, as well as like foodborne. Like mode of transmission from any of these. In Nandan? Yes, Vache?
Elephantiasis.
Okay, elephantiasis. Manisha, what is the other name of this disease? Elephantiasis. Pardon? Anyone?
Filariasis.
Wucheriasis. Right. Who was Mary Mellon, and why is she known for? She is known for something. What's that? Mary Mellon.
She was a cook in USA who continued spreading typhoid fever for so many decades, and therefore she is called Typhoid Mary.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vijay. How many hosts are there for to complete life cycle for this Plasmodium?
2.
2. Very good. So, in which host sexual reproduction takes place? In which host sexual reproduction takes place?
Female Anopheles.
Yes. Which part of the body of this female Anopheles?
Gut lining.
Gut.
Right. What is hemozoin?
Hemozoin is a toxin released by bursting RBCs when sporozoites infect the RBCs.
Right, Richard. Neha, you can unmute yourself, or you can switch off your camera. I know whenever you switch on your camera and your connection disconnects, you and Akriti are having genuine problem, but Lovely, you are not having any genuine problem with it. You need to switch on. Okay. Chaliye bachche, next we will discuss about immunity. I am sharing whiteboard so that we can discuss on it. Chaliye bachche. Today our main topic is immunity. Find it.
Body's ability to defend from the foreign particles and diseases.
Right. It's ability of our body to resist against pathogens, to protect our body from various kinds of diseases.
Yes.
Right. So whenever our immune system is strengthened with good diet, with good lifestyle, with you can say by doing exercise daily, and if immune system is good, definitely we are having a very good immunity against these pathogens. So how many types of immunity is there? So do we attain all types of immunity?
Two types.
Okay, yes, two types. What are those two types immunities?
Innate and acquired.
Innate and acquired.
Right. Innate as well as acquired. So with the name, what is the difference between these two? Innate and acquired. What's the difference?
Innate is a non-specific immunity
Innate.
which is present at the time of birth. Acquired is acquired by the person and specific is a pathogen acquired after the birth.
Right. So it is the non-specific type of immunity. And this non-specific type of immunity, it is present in our body by birth, right? So what are the various barriers which like innate immunity consists of?
Physical, cellular, and cytokine.
Cellular.
Okay, what are the various barriers? The first one.
Physical barrier.
Physical barrier.
Physical barrier. What do you mean by physical barrier? Hanji bache, what do you mean by physical barrier?
It prevents the entry of microorganisms.
It protects the entry of microorganism. Can you name some of the physical barriers present in our body? What are the various physical barriers present in our body?
Skin
Very
is
good.
the main barrier.
Okay, skin is the main barrier. Anything else?
Mucus.
Mucus. Okay. Mucus is present where? In which part of the body?
Respiratory.
Respiratory tract or lining. Epithelial lining of respiratory system. And any other part of our like in the physiology of a human body, like where this mucus lining is present?
Gastrointestinal.
Okay, bache.
Urogenital.
Urogenital, right? So it means respiration system, stomach, as well as the genital part or the excretory part where this mucus lining is present. So it acts as physical barrier. So second barrier is, sorry, bache, disconnected. Right now. Now what is the second barrier?
Physiological.
Good. So what is the difference between the physical and physiological? What is the basic difference?
Ma'am, physical it prevent the entry and physiological it prevent growth of the microbes in our body.
It means that it secretes a certain kind of the chemicals which kill it. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now physiological, what are the various examples? What are the various examples of our body?
Saliva in the mouth. Saliva in mouth.
Saliva in the mouth, right?
Tears from eyes.
Ears.
Tears from eyes. Very good. Wonderful answers.
Acid in
Acid in the stomach, wonderful. Something here. Some glands are present here inside the internal ear. कुछ कान में चला जाए ना तो वो भी किल हो जाता है, उससे मर के निकलता है, कोई चींटी वगैरह, एनीथिंग, कोई मच्छर चला जाए. Which gland is present? Sebum. Sebaceous glands. So that example you can also quote. Okay, which is the third one barrier? And the third one? Cellular. Very good. So cellular. क्या करें इसमें? RBCs, WBCs, platelets, none of these.
WBC.
WBCs.
Leukocytes.
Okay. So WBCs, how do they help? How do they constitute the cellular barrier?
They act as phagocytes. They can engulf the pathogen.
Okay, they engulf the pathogen and they kill the pathogen. And then by exocytosis method, it comes out of the body. Absolutely right. And the fourth one is?
Cytokine.
Cytokine. What is cytokine?
Interferons which are produced by the virus infected cell to prevent other cells to be infected from virus.
Right. So interferon, it is a protein, it's a carbohydrate, it's a lipid. What's this?
Protein.
It's a protein. Absolutely right. Okay. Akriti, if you are able to hear us, can you please unmute yourself and can you name 4 barriers which are constituted or which consist together to form innate immunity in our body?
Physical, physiological, cellular, and cytokine.
Cytokine. Absolutely right. Okay, thank you, bache. Chaliye bache, next. Moving to next, the second type of the immunity, which is termed as acquired. Is it present during birth, present during, or it is attained during the lifetime? Both of these or none of these?
Attained
During lifetime.
What is the other name of acquired immune system?
Primary response.
Primary response.
Oh.
Pathogen specific.
Adaptive immunity.
Pardon, bache?
Adaptive immunity.
Adaptive immunity, okay.
Secondary response.
Okay, this acquired immune system jo hai, how many types are there? Then I will come to that, to the second name. कितनी तरह का है ये?
2 types.
Cell mediated and antibody mediated.
Pardon? Speak again, please.
Antibody mediated and cell mediated.
Antibody mediated immune system and cell mediated immune system, right? So antibody mediated immune system is also termed as with other name.
Humoral immunity.
Right, humoral. Why is it called so?
Those antibodies are released into blood.
Antibodies are released into blood. So this acquired immunity is a pathogen specific or pathogen non-specific?
Pathogen
Specific.
What do you mean by pathogen specific?
That when a particular pathogen infects the bodies, then antibodies will be released and it will be effective only against that pathogen.
Okay, so do you mean like if a particular kind of pathogen enters into a body and specific antibodies are produced, like एक ताला होता है उसकी एक specific key है, so would it work like that? Would it work like that और ये ऐसे अपने आप मतलब सबके लिए work करेगी? वो कोई भी पैथोजन एंटर कर रहा है कुछ भी है तो उसके स्पेसिफिक मतलब कोई भी एंटीबॉडीज बॉडी में प्रोड्यूस होनी शुरू हो जाएंगी. Does it?
Antibodies have antigen binding site which is for particular antigen. So not
Very
effective
good.
against all the
This point you need to keep in your mind, और इसके लिए आपको बिल्कुल clarity होनी चाहिए. So acquired immunity, always there is a specific characteristic of this acquired immunity, and that is termed as memory. Why so? Its main characteristics is memory. याद रखता है कुछ, ये क्या याद रखता है? हाँ जी, क्या याद रखता है? Whenever a person is attacked by a chickenpox virus, it builds the symptoms of chickenpox in the body, right? And it's generally said that एक बार हमें जब chickenpox हो गया या कोई measles वगैरह कुछ हो गया, तो afterwards next time in the life ये होता. हाँ जी बच्चे, let's continue. Today I think my network is also creating some problem. So we were working on a special characteristic which is termed as memory. I was just discussing one example. I was taking example of chickenpox. So that virus, you know, it's in the air, then inside our body, in terms of chickenpox, right? Rashes निकल आते हैं, वो दाने दाने से बन जाते हैं, fever होना शुरू हो जाता है. तो जनरली इट इज सेड दैट चिकन पॉक्स लाइफ में एक ही बार होता है, दोबारा नहीं होता है. तो व्हाट डू यू मीन? इज देयर समथिंग स्पेसिफिक मैकेनिज्म, लाइक इफ दिस वायरस एंटर्स अगेन इन आवर बॉडी, some those kinds of the symptoms do not develop, or very mild symptoms develop, or you are thinking कि ये वायरस जो है it is not able to go in our body second time. So please justify what is coming in your mind.
When primary response is there, then some memory T cells are formed, which are responsible for producing antibodies in the body, and which will affect the reproduction and mechanism of virus when it will attack again. So it will not be able to proliferate in the body.
Very good. Anybody else can justify it? Anybody else can differentiate in a very easy layman's language what is the difference between the primary response as well as the secondary response? Anyone? Suppose, yes, Imrandan, you are going to say?
Primary response has low intensity, whereas secondary response has high intensity.
Okay. Anything else? Suppose this is a host cell, right? Here is a virus. It is entering into our body. This is a pathogen, or you can say this is an antigen, right? When it comes into our body, or our body encounters this pathogen, in response to it, here some kind of the antibodies are produced. So the production of these antibodies, you know, like our lymphocytes, जो हमारे lymphocytes हैं वो कौन से हैं? B lymphocytes, bone marrow lymphocytes. It strengthens our immune system. They act as the scavengers for these pathogens. They engulf these pathogens by creating antibodies, and they kill these antigens. But in our plasma cells, so there are the, we can say, memory cells, which always remember that such kind of the antibodies were produced in response to X type of antigen. X, I'm taking just a general letter, right? Second time, again, when same kind of the antigen enters into our body, the subsequently our body encountered the same antigen. It remembers that कि ये चीज पहले भी हुई है, and I need to be ready for it, for engulfing it. Those antibodies are active at that time, and they engulf those antigens and kill those antigens. So that's why the second time या तो उसका effect आता नहीं है, या उसका effect जो है वो बहुत mild होता है, and that is not painful. So which is more effective, the primary one or the secondary one?
Secondary one.
Secondary one.
because already there is the existence of those memory cells to recognize the antigens and secrete antibodies immediately. Fine. Now open your notebook, हाथ में पेन पकड़ो और मुझे फटाफट से स्क्रीन पे एंटीबॉडी मॉलिक्यूल which is also termed as H2L2 molecule, everybody knows about it. Two heavier chains as well as two lighter chains are there. Quickly draw diagram and show me over the screen. Hurry up, I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes. And please label it. Disulfide bonds should be there. Antigen binding sites should be there. Two heavy chains need to draw, two lighter chains need to draw. Because such kind of a question sometimes is asked by CBSE for 3 marks. Giving you 2 minutes, please, 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes maximum है आपके पास. And I will check everybody's. So always keep in mind these primary responses, they are strengthened by B lymphocytes as well as the T lymphocytes, the thymus lymphocytes. T is always helper and B generally produce the army of proteins, means number of proteins they produce in our body. Akriti and Neha, because your camera is not supporting you, your connection, both of you can draw and send me on my WhatsApp. I will check your diagram from there. Rest, please show me over the screen. Anji, done? Mind, I think you have done. बिल्कुल सामने से दिखाओ मेरे को.
Yes, ma'am.
एक मिनट रुक माइंड. Yes, let me focus mind. ठीक है बच्चे. Good. चलिए next. Mind has shown. Next, please. अच्छा बेटे, अगर किसी की अभी तक like a project you have not submitted, kindly do it by 15. Your half yearly report cards are also under printing process, right? And for practical marks, I will be taking your project. हाँ जी नंदन, डन बेटे?
Yes, ma'am.
चलिए दिखाइए अपना, फोकस करो. ओके, थैंक यू बच्चे. फाइन, गुड. गुरलीन हो गया बेटे? नेहा एंड आकृति, you can send me over WhatsApp बच्चे. I will reply you from there. Let me open my WhatsApp.
Ma'am, done.
शो मी प्लीज. गुरलीन थोड़ा फोकस करो बेटे. हाँ ठीक है बच्चे, फाइन, गुड.
I'm done.
हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट हु इज देयर?
I'm
अंशुल
done.
डन. हाँ जी, किसने
Yes,
कहा
yes.
डन? माइंड का हो गया, गुरलीन हो गया. यस अंशुल, गुड. पायल प्लीज बच्चे. रुक जाओ एक मिनट, वेट मेरे को करने दो. एक मिनट. यस मंजू, मंजू एक मिनट दिखाओ बेटे, मैंने देखा नहीं पूरा. मंजू एंड पायल प्लीज शो मी.
I'm 1 minute.
हाँ ठीक है बच्चे, फाइन. पायल ओके, राइट बच्चे, फाइन. गुरलीन आपने दिखा दिया ना. नेहा एंड आकृति, आई एम वेटिंग ओवर व्हाट्सएप बेटे, आप उधर मेरे को फोटो खींच के भेज दो, ठीक है. मनीषा आपने दिखाया बेटे? मनीषा
No, ma'am. Wait.
हरी अप प्लीज, टाइम हो गया आपका ओवर. सो इन द मीन टाइम, सो नेक्स्ट व्हाट इज द सेकंड टाइप ऑफ. यस मनीषा, एक मिनट, थोड़ा सा फोकस बच्चे, और मेरे को बॉन्ड्स नहीं नजर आ रहे. ठीक है बेटे, फाइन. CMIS stands for
Cell-mediated immune.
cell-mediated immune system. It's run by B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, both the lymphocytes, none of these.
T lymphocyte.
T lymphocytes. So what is the role of T lymphocytes here? Because in the for primary, secondary response, like main, it is run by B lymphocytes. T are always a helper. So what does it do here in cell-mediated immune response?
It helps the lymphocyte to form antibodies.
Okay,
It is responsible for organ transplant rejections.
organ
Immune
transplant.
response.
Right. So what kind of the organ transplantations are done, and where it performs like that satisfactory function?
Like kidney transplant, heart transplant.
Right, right.
They're doing. T lymphocyte is responsible for the.
So shall we consider that if T lymphocyte is there, any
पेंट नहीं करना.
पीछे से आवाज आ रही है
फिर से
प्लीज,
बोल.
किसकी आ रही है? सो डू यू थिंक कि अगर ये जो ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांटेशन है उसमें ये हमारी हेल्प करता है सप्रेस करने के लिए, तो डॉक्टर्स नीड नॉट टू प्रिस्क्राइब एनी इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव मेडिसिन्स? Because do you think during grafting or transplantation, always our body will accept a foreign body immediately and it will start functioning normally as it is our own part?
We need.
Okay, we need it. So, Gurleen, what those medicines are called? Payal, you please tell what those medicines are called. Those immunosuppressive agents are there. Had we studied anything in chapter number 10 about immunosuppressants? Any example did
Yes,
we study?
ma'am.
Yes. What are they called?
Cyclosporin A.
Cyclosporin A. What was the source?
Trichoderma polysporum.
Okay, thank you very much. And that is a bacteria, fungus, or something else?
Fungus, ma'am.
Fungus.
Deuteromycin.
It is a fungus. Good. Okay, next tell me, what is the difference between the active immunity as well as the passive immunity?
Active immunity in which antigen is given and antibodies are produced by body's own cell, and passive performed antibodies are directly given to the victim.
Okay, Manisha, you tell me which is long lasting out of these two.
Ma'am, active immunity.
Active immunity. Gurleen, you please tell me which takes time to develop.
Repeat.
Pardon? Which takes time to develop. टाइम लगता है उस इम्यूनिटी को हमारी बॉडी में बनने में. Unmute yourself.
Active immunity is slow.
Active immunity is slow. It takes time. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Might give me one example of active immunity and one example of passive immunity.
One is the colostrum present in the mother milk.
What is that? Which immunity is there?
That is active one.
No बच्चे.
Passive one.
तो एक तो हो गई, तीसरी मैंने ऑप्शन ही नहीं दी. मंजू, you please tell.
मैम एक्टिव की एग्जांपल है कि इम्यूनिटी डेवलपमेंट बाय वैक्सीनेशन, और पैसिव की है कि कोलेस्ट्रम ऑफ मदर सिक्रीटेड बाय मदर ड्यूरिंग इनिशियल लैक्टेशन.
अच्छा, Anshul, you please give me further answer. Do you think this active immunity which Manju said it is by vaccination, always it is by vaccination, or our body can also develop it?
No. Really no.
Yes. I think इसका वर्क नहीं कर रहा. Okay, Nanda, you please answer. हाँ जी, Nandan, you can answer बच्चे.
Active immunity is injected and our body is also produce antibodies.
Right, absolutely right बच्चे. Manju, clear?
Yes ma'am.
Okay, so like just we discussed about chickenpox, smallpox, measles, diphtheria. So these are examples of active immunity. Snake venom or mother's milk colostrum, these are the examples of passive immunity. Okay, next. What is the difference between the vaccination and immunization?
Vaccination is given a mild form of pathogen to the body to produce antibodies, but immunization is the actual production of antibodies when it is exposed to an antigen.
Okay, so what is passive immunization? What is its meaning? Passive immunization.
That we are giving antibodies directly. For example, we give antitoxin against tetanus. That is example of passive immunization.
Right. So do you think these vaccines, they are also generate like the memory cells in our body? कुछ ऐसी response भी देते हैं? Yes. Right. Next, I'm coming to small topic, allergy. What's that? किसी के ना पीछे से बहुत ज्यादा थोड़ा सा आवाज आ रही है, स्क्रीचिंग की, तो प्लीज चेक इट. दैट पर्सन कैन ईदर म्यूट और जस्ट चेक करो अपने पीछे से. हाँ जी अंशु, you were saying something. Allergy.
Allergy, ma'am, is an exaggerated response of our immune system towards some particles in nature, which generally cause the immune system to become responsive.
Okay. Payal, do you think this is also a disease?
Yes, ma'am, we can think so.
It is a disease, okay, according to you. Nandan, what do you think? It's a disease? Or it's a response?
It is response.
It's a response given by, yes, it's a response given by your body against some allergens. So what common allergens do we see in our surroundings which can cause allergy?
Pollen particles, dust particles.
Right. Some food substances like dairy products or the cereals or wheat वगैरह, ये भी किसी ना किसी को allergy कर सकते हैं. So whenever our body is giving response against those pathogens, certain kind of the chemicals are released. Can you name the cells as well as the chemicals released by those cells?
Mast
Cells
cells
are
release histamine.
mast cells.
Histamine
Yes.
Histamine and
Or
serotonin.
second
and
one.
serotonin.
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 Okay. So whenever any allergen enters into our body, a specific type of antibody is produced. Can you name?
IgE.
Yes.
IgE.
IgE. That is the specific type against those allergens it is produced. So what kind of the drugs are recommended for it? The medicines?
Antihistamine.
Antihistamine.
Antihistamine or
Adrenaline
okay.
and
They
steroids.
right. They lower the symptoms of those allergies. Okay. So these days people suffer more from these allergies or less?
More.
More. What's the reason behind it?
Lifestyle.
Due to the poor lifestyle, more pollution, less number of physical activities.
Environment change.
Right. Right. So next is autoimmunity. What is that?
When autoimmunity is a immunity provided by the body towards its own cells. When body is unable to differentiate.
Okay. So Manisha, what happens
The
in
body.
this case?
Damage in the body.
Mind, you are saying something. Just speak again.
The body differentiates the foreign cells from its own cells.
Okay. It fails to differentiate or it continues to differentiate? हाँ जी बच्चे, speak again. Anybody else?
Repeat करना क्वेश्चन मैम.
माइंड का ही, माइंड ने एक स्टेटमेंट दी थी तो उसी को पकड़ के मैं आगे कह रही हूँ कि इस ऑटो इम्यून सिस्टम में हमारी बॉडी के जो सेल्स हैं वो फेल हो जाते हैं ऑन सेल और फॉरेन सेल को डिफरेंशिएट करने में, या स्टिल दे आर एबल टू डिफरेंशिएट?
Fails हो जाते हैं थोड़े.
Fails means body attacks its own cells. What are the reasons behind it? ऐसा क्या होता है हमारी बॉडी में कि वो पहचान ही नहीं पाती कि अपना सेल है कि बाहर वालों का सेल है?
जेनेटिक रीजंस.
जेनेटिक रीजंस हैं, तो ये अपने ही सेल्स को जो है वो अटैक करना शुरू कर देते हैं, राइट? सो देन इज देयर एनी डैमेज टू अवर बॉडी?
Yes ma'am.
Yes.
So our body then cannot work properly. What examples will you quote? What kind of the diseases will you quote under autoimmune system?
Rheumatoid arthritis, myasthenia gravis.
Yes.
Diabetes.
So these
Diabetes
are
mellitus 1.
right. So these are the common examples which occur under this autoimmune system. So next time for immune system, the last topic, immune system in our body. So now you come to know all these things about the autoimmune diseases or organ transplantation. सब कुछ आपने ये देखा कि immune system plays a very important role. So how many types of the lymphoid organs are present in our body?
2 types.
2 types. Lymphoid organs. So lymphoid organs, which are those 2 types? One should I say?
Primary and secondary.
Primary, and another one I will say secondary. So what is the basic difference between these two, primary and secondary?
Primary are the organs where they these or will be cells will be formed and they will get mature, and secondary
Okay.
where their proliferation will take place.
Right. Manisha, can you give example of primary? Example of primary, please. No issue. Imnandan, you can.
Bone marrow.
Okay, bone marrow and something else. Payal, second example. Thymus.
Thymus.
Gurleen, can you please give me example of secondary lymphoid organs?
Lymph nodes. Lymph nodes.
हाँ जी. और
Tonsils.
yes.
Tonsils. Spleen.
Okay. Fine, बच्चे. Dash is the main lymphoid organ.
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow. Thymus is present near which organ? Thymus is present near which organ? कहाँ पे located होता है?
Heart. Near
Heart.
heart.
Heart near.
Heart.
The which bone?
Sternum, breastbone.
Breastbone. Okay. Thymus is large in size at which stage of our life?
Early stage. Childhood.
At the time of birth.
Okay. As we grow or moving to the puberty, what happens to the size of thymus?
Small
Reduces.
size.
Increases.
Right. Dash and dash, they provide the microenvironment for the development of T lymphocytes.
Bone marrow and
Bone
thymus.
marrow and thymus.
Right. Which organ of our body is a bean-shaped organ?
Spleen.
Spleen.
Okay. Which organ is named as the reservoir of erythrocytes?
Spleen.
Spleen, ma'am.
Spleen. Okay. Dash serve to trap the microorganisms in our body.
Spleen.
Lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes. Fine. What is the full form of MALT?
Mucosal associated lymphoid tissue.
Mucosa associated lymph node tissues.
Okay. What percentage of our lymphoid tissues is constituted by?
50%.
50%. Okay. So lymphoid tissues जो है वो कौन-कौन सी lining के पास हमारे present होते हैं?
Because of respiratory.
Respiratory, digestive, and urogenital tract.
Right. Fine. With this, your lymphatic system or all the immunity parts are done. Okay. So tomorrow we will do in the similar way the quiz on AIDS as well as cancer. इसको बहुत अच्छे से आपने सबने रिवाइज करके आना है एंड आई वांट कि हर एक में वो एक ना दौड़ लगनी चाहिए कि यस आई विल गिव आंसर फर्स्ट, आई विल गिव आंसर फर्स्ट, राइट? सबकी पार्टिसिपेशन इसमें चाहिए. चलिए फाइन, थैंक यू वेरी मच. वंस अगेन अ रिमाइंडर, इफ यू हैव नॉट सेंड बायोलॉजी प्रोडक्ट, kindly send it. Last date is 15th. After that we will be starting filling your marks for report cards. So out of 30 जो marks मैं आपके count कर रही हूँ, I have taken because practicals जो हैं that could not be conducted due to this pandemic. So we will take this project report for your 30 marks. Fine. Thank you very much everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.